welcome to Let's Bleepin Play. I am the legendary Super Sean.
I am the half-breed Thomas.
And I'm Mason. Bitch, I'm adorable.
Impressed it's still going.
Honestly, huge props. TFS will probably never see these, but God, if they do, I just want to say that the fact that, we have done so much Mason has kept up with this is impressive.
You'll notice not only are they all abridged.
They're almost all Vegeta.
Almost all Vegeta, yeah. It's almost like my favorite character in DBZ Abridged. He gets a lot of funny lines.
He does get a lot. They write a lot of good stuff. One of my favorites is what they do with Dr. Giro. Just the line, he's quite excited. What does he say? Be excited. He said, something about basically not having a face, and he said, it'd be quite auspicious if he was wearing baggy pants. But enough about hypothetical erections. But just to say the line, it would be quite auspicious if I were wearing baggy pants. If I weren't wearing baggy pants. It's very funny.
What does auspicious?
God damn it, read a book, Mason. I think you can figure out from context clues. I hope you can.
Our context clues. God damn.
What's context? Is it like suspicious?
Maybe if you look... But I'm just gonna let Mason
Is it like the opposite of suspicious? Is it...
You know what?
The actual dictionary definition here.
I may be stupid.
Yep.
End of sentence.
Nope, nothing needed to be added.
Auspicious, conductive to success, favorable. It was not the most auspicious moment to hold an election.
Stop. Favorable
Oh, okay.
that I'm wearing baggy pants.
Okay, yep, okay. I get it now.
Okay.
Everything's clicking.
Is it?
Yeah.
Very slowly.
So, as I said, we're doing a grindy episode here. We're getting Piccolo 30 to go through the door, and then do a bunch of fun stuff off screen. But a lot of the off screen stuff was going to be Vegeta. So,
Fun, in quotes.
So a lot of this was trying to make sure that I had Piccolo at a good level, because I don't know if I was going to have the time to be able to Piccolo up as well. So, because Piccolo is going to be the main for here. Once we get through the first android, Piccolo is the one we use to fight Cell. We use to fight 17. So you need a good Piccolo.
Oh, the game will get good.
And then he'll be sidelined forever.
Poor Piccolo.
That's a joke. It's not for Piccolo, but it's after it's in abridged, whatever they call it.
Kai Bridge.
Yeah, there we go. Kai Bridge of the final one is when they have after Gohan. Piccolo is like, I wonder what adventures I'm gonna get next. Peaked. What? You peaked. But don't I get stronger? Yeah. But also no.
Damn.
The Kais are really funny, because apparently if they did it behind the scenes, and someone was like, "Are you gonna watch Kai?" And they're like, "Kai is the abridged version, and we're already
yeah.
I did them as like the abridged.
That's like my favorite joke from Kai Bridge is the Frieza arc when Krillin's going along. Team 3 Vegeta interrupts and goes, "It's not funny. It's never funny. It's never gonna be funny."
Stop trying to make Team 3 Star a thing.
They bring that back. Team 3 Star? What's that? Is that a gang? Can I join? No! Basically, I'm just punching warthogs right now.
Krillin, no.
Poor Pumbaa.
You're killing Pumbaa and his family.
I was a young warthog. Yeah.
When I was a young warthog.
Time is cyclical. I'm here.
Time is a circle.
It's the Dr. It's the Dr. Manhattan meme. Just sitting up there. I was a young warthog. The year is 1980. I was a young warthog.
The year is 1994. I was a young warthog. The year is 2008. I was a young warthog. The year is 2019. I was a young warthog.
Where's that from?
Watchmen. It's the Watchmen meme. Dr. Manhattan, because Dr. Manhattan is out of sight of time. Like he experiences time all at once. And so he's sitting on Mars, and he's talking about his past, but he's also talking about the future. So he's like, the year is blank, I'm here. The year is blank, I'm here. And it's been used in meme a lot.
I still have yet to fully read Watchmen. I just wasn't into it. I did read, so
That's fair. Again, I like Watchmen, but also, I agree with a lot of the critiques. So since I agree with the critiques that Watchmen does, I'm probably going to Watchmen. So, I don't particularly like R-rated superheroes that are iconic being put in situations like Wolverine or like Batman or things like that. So of course I'm gonna that critique with Watchmen. What Watchmen about. So Thomas likes R-rated Wolverine and Batman. So
it's even that. It's I've lose some of our few subscribers at this point. I'm really sorry. I'm just not the biggest fan of Alan Moore's writing style from what I've seen.
I'm not. Again, Alan Moore is this guy. I like a lot of his stories. I'm always a huge fan of his writing style.
Yeah.
Watchmen I do really love. There's that, but I think the movie V for Vendetta fixed a lot of the Alan Moore writing styles of that comic. And we're not going to talk about the Killing Joke.
I don't know. It's alright. Here's a really hot take that if Alan Moore ever saw, thank God we're not famous, because he'd probably kill me.
He probably doesn't care.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Alan Moore gives off extreme I don't care vibes.
Yeah, so, you know what, never mind. I don't care either. I don't really, again, I've had a lot, because again, I got turned off because of Alan Moore's writing. Don't really like his version of League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Yeah.
The original book.
That's fair.
Don't really like
Perfectly fair.
And I like the movie. That's the fair part.
Hot take here.
That's the
I don't think I've ever watched all the way through League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
It's not really
Because
I
caught some of it on TV in like a hotel at one point.
Isn't that the last movie Sean Connery
Yes.
did before?
He literally went in retirement because of that movie.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was because of that.
Well, it was less because of like the movie itself, the awful development.
The process that went around it. Yeah, it was.
There was so much hectic development that by the time he was done, even before the movie came out, before she was like, I'm done.
Yeah, and despite the fact that again he was offered a humongous amount of money, like an ungodly amount of money to come back to Indiana Jones 4, said nope.
And that's why they had to that he died off screen.
And I'm pretty sure they still had to pay him for his picture.
I guess that of Everlasting Life did jack shit.
He didn't drink it.
He did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
They brought him back to life. I was thinking of the guy that turns into nothing because of it.
Yeah.
Turns into skeleton.
No, that is the wrong guy.
Becomes.
Fun fact, Last Crusade is my favorite Indiana Jones movie.
It's not my favorite, but it is the most fun.
Raiders. Raiders is.
Raiders is mine.
I actually, Raiders is probably the best, but I've rewatched Temple of Doom a lot.
That's fair. I was a big Temple of Doom person because my dad didn't like Temple of Doom, so we had copies of Raiders and Last Crusade, but we didn't have copies of Temple of Doom because my dad didn't like Doom growing up. So I didn't. That's the one I've seen the least. The thing about Temple of Doom is I think it has a great third act ending. Like it really, that last bit is really good.
For me, it goes.
And so you get that afterwards. The whole of the movie's kind of at times, but I do like Temple of Doom.
For me, it goes Last Crusade, Raiders, Temple of Doom, Hell the other two. And you can throw them in the ranking you want.
Let's see.
I probably like Crystal Skull like a tiny bit more than...
I'm not going to comment on 5 because I haven't seen it. So,
better off. You're better off.
But I think it is definitely a step down. Crystal Skull is absolutely a step down from there. It's not as bad as people made it out to be.
Agreed.
It's fine. It's problems. I'm not gonna say it's not problems, but it's definitely
There's like really stupid scenes. There's
Yes.
really stupid parts, but I don't know. People who are like, "Oh, it's the worst movie ever." It's like a 5.
Yeah,
weirdly people like huff the alien thing being the problem. I was like, that makes sense that Indiana Jones would have aliens in it. Like,
The thing is, like, yes, when you say it out loud, Indiana is facing aliens, it sounds a little stupid, but then you remember, oh yeah, he's technically met gods.
yeah.
So,
And like, it's always been like artifacts, and there's a large subset of humans that believe that aliens are a part of the artifact. So like, that's an entire thing. Like, it made a lot of sense.
I don't know about the aliens thing. My thing that I thought was stupid was this temple was a flying saucer.
Yeah.
That's fucking dumb.
I didn't really like that. Again, there are things I don't like. The movie's fine as a whole. It's perfectly fine.
All right,
My
really
go
hot
ahead.
take. One of the only tolerable Shia LaBeouf. So I don't mind much.
He's annoying, but he's not. Again, it's one of those things like do I see some of the small like the critiques like, oh, he's annoying, yeah, but not enough to make me think, oh, he's a bad character, it's a bad movie. Yeah, he's annoying. He's meant to be annoying, guys.
Yeah.
There are annoying humans in real life.
Yeah.
There are annoying heroes out there. It happened. The things part of it is growth. Characters are not static.
My big thing with Crystal Skull, and I know how this is gonna sound, but I'm still going with it. It's just too exciting.
It is very, very effective. I don't mind it. Again, I am the person who doesn't mind special effects. Even bad special effects don't affect very often for me.
Yeah.
Because again, I like old movies, stop go motion, or I like old King Kong. Like that don't look anymore. Like there's no way real. I still like it. I like Jason and the Argonauts. Nothing real about that look. I love the fights with the skeletons. So like bad effects will never bother me. It has to be a bad movie around it for it to really bother me.
Well, to be fair, Mason didn't say bad effects. They said effects.
It's just the effects in Crystal Skull are fine, but they're so heavily reliant on CG, where the other three aren't as much.
And I mean, that comes from the fact that Harrison Ford was a very old man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen Dial of Destiny either, and I was one of the only people who saw the trailer and thought that looked like shit. So...
And it bombed pretty heavily.
Yeah, you weren't wrong in that assessment.
Okay. I'm kind of Sean under the bus here.
No, you're fine.
Sean was like, oh, I think it looks fun, and I'm just like, Sean looks like shit.
I think mine always says that I think it's fun, but a lot of my Dial of Destiny is I trust the director. So he has done a lot of that I really like. So
the thing about Dial of Destiny, and this wasn't something I realized until I watched a review on it. After because I was having to because I was trying to think. I was like, what about it did it just work for me? And the review that I watched was like in all the other Indiana Jones movies, Indiana Jones is punching Nazis. Throughout the entirety of this movie, he avoids getting punched by Nazis. And I thought about it, and I was like, man, I don't think it was a single punch. And again, part of that is Harrison Ford being a very old man.
Yeah.
But at that point, just don't make another Indiana Jones movie.
That's the thing.
I've kind of sat from this was an opinion that I can from when the Crystal Skull came out. I don't need another Harrison Ford Indiana Jones. I am really okay with recasting. Recasting is fine. If you want to continue on, recast and do someone new.
See, I do understand that, but I also understand...
Hey, by the way, I hit 30.
Yeah,
Oh,
I saw
hell yeah.
that.
I also understand like the Harrison Ford argument, like where he doesn't want anybody to be recast.
Oh,
Well, Jesus Christ, what is that?
well, it's a destroyer. Giant robot. Scanning. This robot was designed for military purpose. This is something that was, I think, in the Red Ribbon of the Dragon Ball. But yeah, I just.
I understand Harrison Ford's argument. Like he doesn't want anybody to be recast, and that's perfectly fine. At that point, just don't make any more Indiana Jones movies.
Yeah,
Billy D. Williams doesn't want Lando to be recast ever, and you know what? Donald Glover was awesome.
Donald Glover was really good.
And we live in a world where franchises can't just be laid to rest.
The problem is that we hang onto these characters and the actors playing them. We end up with CG abominations
And
that are just the simple thing that we've done for all time. Yeah, it's what I thought it was. Just a Namekian here.
That's the thing. It's like, I mean no offense to the actors here. When I'm watching Star Wars, I don't give a shit about Marvel. I like Luke.
Yeah.
When I'm watching The Fugitive, I don't give a shit about Harrison Ford. I like Richard Kemp.
Yeah.
So I don't get the attachment to actors.
So, and it's a very, very, very modern thing.
When it comes to like some performances, like
because some people just think that things can't be recast, and I get the iconic characters, and we love nostalgia, especially in the 2010s on. The nostalgia of older characters coming back was a huge thing. We saw it in animation with Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill coming back for Batman and the Joker in the 20s. We saw obviously Star Wars make a return. Indiana Jones had one pre-2010s and then one now recently. We've seen a lot of these older things come back with the characters returning to the roles. Blade Runner 2049 had Harrison Ford coming back. Had two Rambo movies in late 2010s. We had Balboa, Creed, sort of things where
we had multiple Spider-Man movies.
True. And again, it boils down to what the role requires. Because Rambo 4 and 5, whether you like those movies, require Rambo being an old man.
Yes.
At that point, yeah, bring Stallone back. But you can also do that shit with Rambo at the less than 5. But in 4, you can do the shit Rambo needs to do. Because despite being like 73, Stallone still looks like he could kill you at a glance.
Yeah,
Meanwhile, Harrison Ford is a very old man
who defied aging for decades, and then it all came at once.
and then he aged like a brick.
Because it's one of the thing is he's what 4 years younger than Sean Connery, 4 or 5 years younger than Connery.
Is he really?
Yeah.
And yeah, they're pretty close in age.
Because he looked the same up until like the 2000s.
Yeah, I think it's like 2000. It was Firewall in 2006, and that I think I was like, oh, he's starting to age a bit.
Yeah, it's like he looks basically the same from Indiana Jones to The Fugitive.
Yeah,
he looks basically the same.
Yeah.
So like that, and then again, but like maybe it's also being able to grow up around different recastings. Like I grew up Star Trek 2 and 3, where literally a character gets recast between them. When you add Savick in, and a different Christy Alley plays her in the of them, and then it's someone entirely different in the next.
I was trying to think in my head. I'm trying to realize why are there some characters that can be endlessly recast. So like why are there like what are we at like live action Batman right now?
It is because they were recast a bunch in the 90s. But also, who was the most live action Batman?
Pattinson.
Affleck.
Keaton, Ben Affleck, and
oh, that's right.
Exactly, and Clooney is the very last.
Those came out after.
Last time we saw a live action Batman, it was George Clooney at the end of Flash.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
So, yeah, but there's this nostalgic desire to have all of these characters come back, and I understand nostalgia, but there is also a part of it is like letting go is a good thing because you can enjoy things. One of the things that I love talking about is debating which Bond is best. I don't need all the Bonds showing up in a a movie,
there should be a Bond No Way Home.
And because I think really fun. I love Daniel Craig as Bond. I don't always love all of his movies. I love Daniel Craig Bond, but you know what? Pierce Brosnan's my favorite Bond.
Well,
Daniel Craig's a wonderful Bond. He's the last for me.
What I'm trying to think of is like, why is there like 5 or 6 live action Batman and only one Indiana Jones? And I think part of it is
Wasn't recast, and we didn't have it. Once Last Crusade was done, we thought Indiana Jones was done. So the only reason it came back was because it was Harrison Ford coming.
That makes him talk.
but I think a big part of it is like the comic book characters get recast all the time. They are comic book characters. They're meant to have like so many different iterations of them. Indiana Jones is a movie character. Like he was made with someone in mind.
Did I say I switched characters?
I don't
remember.
I'm gonna swear if I didn't. This is gonna be an angry ending, but there's a bit of that. I do understand it, but now there's more hesitancy to recast comic book characters. We're bringing back Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman is getting old.
How old is Hugh Jackman?
50.
I think he's 58.
Yeah, 50. I hope I saved. If I didn't, we talked about comic books and movies and recasting. I didn't.
You did?
I didn't. It's all good. Nothing that I'll do again will be off screen. Will be. But I get what you're saying 100%. And I think you're right that there is an element of comic book characters we do have a little bit easier, but more than anything, it's the nostalgia is letting us anymore. Because we're bringing back. We don't want recasting. The dream is, well, yeah, we have Robert Pattinson, but he faced the new Batman in another movie. We need to see them always returning. So Indiana Jones, while we've held on, it can't be recast. But look, they've brought all the Ghostbusters back and those men over and over again. Yeah, there's new characters, but they keep bringing the old Ghostbusters back because we just need to see the same people on the screen one more time. We're really bad as a society and as movies as letting things go. We're really bad, just really, really bad at letting go of things.
Yeah.
And moving on because,
There's also, that's the thing. I just don't like moving on. Like, would I have loved Shia LaBeouf as a new Indiana Jones? No, but the fact is, for with the hand, yes, Mutt will carry the legacy.
Yeah, and that again, I do necessarily want that. No, because I'm not a Shia LaBeouf fan, but I would have at least did. I would have.
Full circle.
Yeah, or you're like, oh, it doesn't recast. Look, one of the biggest Iron Man recast Terrence Howard right out of the gate.
It happened.
Batman Begins to Night recast Katie Holmes to Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter. That's fine. Like, and again, if they had, there are reasons not to recast. I get Heath Ledger's tragic death is why they didn't cast and do Joker, even though that was the story.
Yeah, that's fine. That's out of respect.
Yeah, that's a different thing, I wouldn't have liked them putting a recast Carrie Fisher Rise of Skywalker. I was thinking, don't do Carrie Fisher. Like, I know it sucks that she dies off screen, but
I was gonna say I was more change Jedi so that she dies when she gets blown out of the
something to just she didn't make it there, or if then a lot of it. But again, her family wanted her to be a part of Rise of Skywalker. So again, I'm not going to complain if the family is okay with it.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, I don't.
But I think it's just like, and this goes all the way around, that we now end up with some CG combinations of characters because we refuse to or have younger versions of them.
Yeah.
Well, it's also a thing where it depends on the character.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because like Mason said, we've had so many Batmans, but only one Indiana Jones.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not exactly gonna say I know exactly the reason.
No, there's a lot of reasons.
But okay, here's a really solid example. I think would be fine. Just one of the rumors that went around for a while that tricked my dad, my poor dad, was that Rambo 6 was going to be a thing, and that he was going to be training a new Rambo.
Mm-hmm.
And that fan cast was John Bernthal, which is kind of fucks, but
I do like that.
kind of the thing is that I don't know. That's the thing. You can't just name another character Rambo.
Mm-hmm.
And we refuse to read it, so the only choice is to bring these men back.
Yeah.
Because, again, Stallone's old. He should probably not do another Rambo.
Yeah. No matter how much he wants to, different things, And it's not to say that we can't have all, but I think sometimes, Thomas, you made the really good point. The Rambo movies, as mediocre as bad as one is, decent as another one is, they are still about old. And one of my favorite movies of all time is Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan. Now, this is a whole other thing. They keep trying to do that movie, but that entire movie is about getting old and understanding it's okay to get old. And it is coincident that I think that from that theme in the next movie, they had a recasted character in that movie and followed it, And again, it's one of those that it's okay if you're going to do a story about it. It's okay about letting. It's about ending. It's again, why Rambo 4 legitimately is a perfect ending for Rambo.
Mm-hmm.
He finally goes home. He finally goes home happy.
And then the Kyle attacks.
Yeah, and then a bad Liam Neeson movie comes in part 5.
Yeah.
What I'm also trying to wonder is like there have been so many movies that I think we've all kind of silently agreed that we don't need like a sequel to that, and then they end up getting a sequel. So like where is the line of like this just ends? Okay for the like why do we have a second Beetlejuice and yet we've all collectively agreed that we should get a fourth Back to the Future?
Well, I mean, I've never seen Beetlejuice, but
I don't. People. Again, I don't fully. Again, I'm not a fan, so that's.
Okay, all right. Let me use an example of one that I think we've. Why do we get it? Why was it great that we got a second Top Gun, but we also that we shouldn't get a fourth Back to the Future?
Because Back to the Future 3 is kind of mid.
I like that.
watch your whole.
And it's fine, but also it ended, and also with the Back to the Future is director has the rights, and he has said, I will never make a 4. He owns them.
That is true.
Also, Michael J. Fox's issues and health issues. There's a bunch of reasons. Again, I don't want a Back to the Future 4. Again, if we wait for...
I don't want one either. I'm just wondering why we all agree.
Well, because no one wanted Top Gun.
Mm-hmm.
No one wanted Top Gun. It happened, but no one wanted it.
Mm-hmm.
It's good, but no one.
That is something on it, a lot of it, and is a lot of times the sequels we don't want after long times are ones that because someone had a true passion for it, why they got made, instead of, oh, we're just making this to try to cash in on it. Hocus Pocus 2 was only made because Hocus Pocus came back to theaters and made money.
That's right.
Yeah.
So like,
which is why hopefully Beetlejuice is good. I still haven't seen the first
one. Same on it.
But
Again,
like Beetlejuice didn't come back to theaters and make a ton of money.
No, Beetlejuice for me is, well, Michael Keaton in that movie. The movie itself is pretty meh.
I mean, you don't like Tim Burton, so.
Yeah, but also it's one of those with Tim Burton that like it just kind of things just kind of happen. But anyway, thank you all for listening, watching Sean fuck up and grind, and listen to us be angry men talking about all the stuff that goes on in the world of Hollywood. And we'll be back next time on Bleepin Play.